you?
Good.
Yeah, let's go. We need a cough button for Nick.
Yeah.
Pause. Let's mute him.
Yeah.
All
Cough
right.
that way, though.
Yes.
All right, hey, hello from the Selfie Company Studios here in sunny and windy Albertville, Minnesota today. I'm Mike Schoemer, founder of North Wright County Today, and welcome to the very first episode of the North Wright County Today podcast. Really, we've had North Wright County Today for about 9 years around here, just kind of bringing you the news. It's a offspring of St. Michael Patch, and now we're just kind of trying to find a new way to bring news and information to people. So this is what my crazy brain kind of came up with. Joining me, my co-host Nick Schulz from Deerwood Bank. He's president and longtime banker in the community, and then the person who's hosting us, really, I'm a host of the show, but Sam Pfeifer is owner and operator of the Selfie company. She's got her hands in about 7 other different things too, but this is her house, so we're joining her today. So thanks for being with me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So so the podcast, I mean, really, one of the ways we see people consuming news now really is podcasts, and podcasts have changed and evolved and become, different from the guy talking about his favorite aircraft to, you've got these award-winning investigative journalists doing podcasts. You've got the Kelsey brothers from the football world having one of the most watched and listened to podcasts in the world. So definitely kind of wanted to hop on board. And so we're going to go through events. We're going to go through news and things that are happening in our community, St. Michael, Albertville, Hanover, Otsego. And then we've got some sponsors. We're going to make sure we recognize those people today. We're going to I'm eventually going to let Nick and Sam talk, I promise.
We're just here to look pretty.
But so that's, and then North Wright County Today, of course, if you don't know, is on Facebook and on Twitter or X. And so you can find the links to the podcast there. You can also find us. We're going to be uploading to Spotify, so we'll have that there. And we'll find some other ways to get it to you. Hopefully YouTube, things like that as we move forward. So let's dive in, Episode 1. One of the coolest things this week in St. Michael, and I mean literally cool, is the Lions ice fishing contest, and was a pretty big hit. They had a little bit of weather, but some snow and some wind come through. Got cold there. But cold for an ice fishing contest is a good thing, especially when I don't think they've been able to have one probably for the last 2-3 years. For sure not last year. I don't think we had any ice.
No. This year they finally had some good ice, and I was really happy to see that for those guys.
Did you make it out there?
I did not this year. Yeah.
I'm not a big ice fisherman. I've been a couple of times. I have not gone on Beebe Lake, which is the home of the St. Michael Lions ice fishing contest. I have a bit of an aversion to massive ice fishing festivals. The concept. I grew up in South Dakota, not a big ice fishing state. A lot of fishing is done on the river, so the water's moving, so it doesn't really freeze. But ice fishing here, obviously Minnesota, a little bit different of a thing. Have you guys been ever? And have you ever been to a festival?
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I've been several times. In fact, I used to own all of my own gear before I traded all that in to become a triathlete. But I would tell you, the first time I ever went ice fishing, I was probably 6 years old. And my uncle drilled a bunch of holes for us, and I promptly stepped in one.
Right.
So I had a wet boot for probably the next 6 hours.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I said, I've been a couple times. The one time I did back up into a hole, did not see it behind me, and thought I was going to go straight down. But obviously, you end up going to about your middle thigh,
Yes.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
But the concept for me of putting, 1.5 ton vehicles and houses and stuff like that on an area where we've drilled about 65, 70 holes,
Yeah.
no way, man. That is not my jam. I'm with you. I found other things. Sam, you ever gone?
I have seen it. I am not an ice fisherman. My idea of fishing is like on the boat, 95-degree day, holding a pole and taking a nap. That's me. It's too cold. The older I get, the more I hate being cold. So
Yeah, I definitely get you there. I understand why people head to Arizona in the winter. But cool for them. The last I saw, I did not see who ended up winning the big prize, but the largest fish was caught by, I think, a 10 or 11-year-old kid the last I saw on social media. I'll follow up with the Lions guys and get verification on that.
Yeah.
Huh?
what did he win?
I think it was a cash prize.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I think he got some cash,
Yeah,
which is great.
typically it is.
So, absolutely, yeah. Courtney Weist, who's joining us today, she's Shop STMA is going to be with us here in a little bit. She's nodding over there in the corner, saying, "Yeah, I've got that right. Yeah,
sure.
you got some
Thanks
cash."
for having me on. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
really, his prize can be whatever he wants it to be. Probably Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Every 11-year-old kid's dream. The other cool thing that happened this week, we're going to talk about this, and then we'll jump in with Shop STMA. So one of you guys are going to have to shuffle seats here. But Dr. Leah Colby, I don't know, you guys probably know her from iWest Vision Clinic. She's got locations in Rogers and St. Michael. Really nice building downtown St. Michael. Check her out. Minnesota Optometrist of the Year. So that's pretty cool. Couldn't happen to a nicer person.
Yep.
I mean,
Great
just one of the coolest people. You guys go there?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool. So check out her Facebook page. They did a really cool Facebook Live, which you can rewatch, and surprised her with it. So she had no idea, and they were in the Rogers building, and you can watch her and watch her excitement as she receives it. And then, of course, she has this wonderful photo of her professional shot with her and the Minnesota Optometrist of the Year. So kudos to her. Shout out to her. Really excited for Leah, just one of our community's great people, and for her to be recognized as that is pretty awesome. So
Yeah, well deserved. Congratulations.
awesome.
Before we get into Shop STMA and Discover STMA, we're going to have Courtney join us here, but I want to give a shout out to Ryan Grams. Ryan is producing our show. He's here at the Selfie Company Studios. Ryan, do you have a mic? Ryan doesn't have a mic. He's like over there. So he's going to give us a nod.
A little later.
But he's kind of guiding us through the technology in here. He's a self-proclaimed technology nerd. I am a 51-year-old father of 3, which means I default to them to help me out. So, yeah.
Ryan actually helped me build this and customize this entire place.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Studio what?
Upgrade?
Upgrade.
Upgrade.
Studio upgrade, that's my company.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, so we're going to kick Sam out here, and
Okay.
I'm going to read one of our first advertisements, so we're going to pop over to that, and then we'll have Courtney from STMA, Shop STMA join us. So, all right, first things first, we're going to hop into Deerwood Bank. We are here with my friend Nick Schulz. Deerwood Bank is a sponsor of North Wright County Today.
Probably.
And North Wright County Today, the podcast, has been since day one. We have not changed our name. They have about 7 times. So he's like only 4. Come on. But Deerwood Bank, tell us what's going on, what you've got shaking down there at the bank location in St. Michael off Melby and Highway 241.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'd like to probably put a spotlight on right now is we were just awarded a 5-star rating through Newsweek for best regional banks. We were the highest rated in our area, and so we're super proud of it. And we're hoping to continue to show our community everything that we have in the past, and then make it bigger and brighter.
Sweet. Deerwood Bank is awesome. They've got great people over there, although they lost just one of their best ones. You just had a recent retirement.
Sadly, we did have some folks that earned retirement. We're going to do what we can to move on without them. Still in our hearts, but not in our office.
And shout out to Anita, who is just one of the best people and has raised her family here in St. Michael, Albertville, and just awesome person. So a special one for her because she helped me set up my account there for Left Margin Media, which is the parent company in North Wright County today. So love her and well-deserved retirement. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So that's Deerwood Bank right on Highway 241 in St. Michael. Make sure to check them out. North Wright County Today podcast is also recorded weekly at the Selfie Company in Albertville. Sam is here and joins us. She is... and we're going to talk to her a little bit later about the big event she's got coming up. But we did want to give a shout out to the Selfie Company. And then our other big sponsor is, he's going to join us in a couple weeks actually, is Solutions Counseling. GetSolutions.com, GetSolutions.org. Did you know that 1 in 3 members of the St. Michael Albertville community, that's like 10,000 men, women, and children, get help with solutions for their mental health needs? And we think that's awesome because mental health should be just like physical health. Get those checkups and check-ins. Solutions has 24 professionals to choose from to help you, including individual therapists that can help with your depression, your anxiety, trauma, marital issues, couples and family counseling, play therapists, and even hypnotherapy. Right on Main Avenue in St. Michael, Solutions can also offer virtual appointments, easy for me to say. Learn more about Craig Renz and his awesome teams at getcounseling.org, where you can meet some of the team, take a tour, and set up an initial appointment, see what's right for you. That's solutioncounseling.org, sponsor on North Wright County today. All right, we are going to shift into our guest. This is sweet. I put Courtney on the spot. Courtney is Shop STMA. Are you president or past president?
President currently.
She is.
Yep.
I'm surrounded by presidents. She is president of Shop STMA, and they are evolving, kind of like we are evolving, which is great, with Discover STMA. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great.
Yeah, isn't this sweet?
Yeah.
So cool. All right, so we are going to kick it off. Nick and I are 2 of the original members of Shop STMA.
Yeah. Former president.
Right, same.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it was Shop St. Michael, and then it was, maybe we should add Albertville in here because they're, close by.
Because it made sense. Yeah.
No, I think it was just, one of those groundswell things where initially it was some business people from St. Michael who really kind of wanted to make some changes within the business community and network and things like that. And Albertville kind of came along a couple of years later, added them, and now it's been around for, I would say, probably 9-10 years. And
At least, yeah.
At least, yeah. I think I
Say
was,
closer to 15.
I want to say around 2010 was when I first joined.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had trouble with years. I refuse to admit that I have an 18-year-old.
Skip
So
over
there's
it.
that.
Yeah.
But tell us what's shaking. What's going on? What do you got?
Well, just like what you talked about, there's an evolution, right? Our community, it's 2 different cities, it's St. Michael and Albertville. So our school district is STMA. As the evolution of Shop St. Michael moved to Shop STMA, we're just figuring out how to embrace more and more and more, right? Our community has grown tremendously. There's a lot of new people, a lot of new businesses. There's over 1,000 businesses in St. Michael and Albertville. I mean, that's a lot. That's home base, online, but it's people that are paying taxes, living in the community, bringing opportunities, whether it's jobs or products or whatever it is. So Shop STMA's goal obviously is to elevate the business community, right? One of the things, and just like you creating the podcast, we have to figure out how to talk to people.
Right.
We have to figure out how to connect the business owners with the community. Being someone that moved here 15 years ago, I didn't grow up here. I moved here, I was pregnant. It was hard to figure out, how to connect. I am a connector by nature, and it felt a little isolating at first. I didn't even know about FYCC when my kids were young. And I think that's one of the experiences where I'm like, okay, that's an awesome organization that does amazing events for the family.
Shout out to Sandy.
Oh, Sandy kills it,
Awesome.
But I didn't know about that. So, from my perspective, coming in as a new person to the community, you just don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So it's really hard to even know what your options are. Obviously there's Google or there's this or there's that, but we have 2 city websites, a bazillion different organizations. But if you're not connected with someone who's connected with that, you don't even know it exists, right? Or
That's
if,
absolutely true.
I pay attention. I drive down the street and I'm like, how long has that been there,
Yeah.
So we're all in our bubbles. We're all in our zones. We're busy. We're going A to B. We're driving in the garage. We're shutting the door. We maybe know a couple of neighbors, right? But how many of the new people are still going to their old hairdresser and their old mechanic and all that from wherever they came from, not knowing all the resources that are here, right here, all the local events, all the local organizations like FYCC and the Lions and Women of Today and Rotary and Shop that are doing these super cool events. Winterfest, Shop started Winterfest, it evolved the tree lighting and Cheermeister event into Winterfest 4 years ago. We had well over 2,000 people that showed up last year.
That's right.
Right. Yeah.
Our community is growing.
Hard to believe that was 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks
Yeah.
ago. It
It
feels
was.
like it was,
Still recovering.
Yeah, January was 99 days long, so
It was, yeah. But really the goal, is to connect people, to break through the barriers. We're all on social media. We're all getting bombarded. We're all overwhelmed. How do you kind of cut through the noise, cut through the algorithms, especially for businesses to connect with the consumer directly? So we created Discover STMA. And it is a website we're building right now to really engage, connect, be that one-stop shop for how you can shop, work, and play right here in STMA. That's the
That's
goal.
awesome. I think with the growth of both St. Michael and Albertville, you really do have to be intentional about wanting to connect.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be such a neat hub for folks to be able to go to and be able to connect with so many different providers.
Yeah. Well, and elevate all the cool organizations too, all the events that are happening. There's so much going on each week in this community that people have no idea.
Yeah, I've tried to keep up with it all and doing the website, even going back to St. Michael Patch back in the day, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Everybody's got, whether it's a guest reader at the library or something going on at the senior center or something at the fire department even.
Yeah.
Everybody's got events. And
Family night in the park.
Right.
Like every Wednesday in the summer, June, July, August, every Wednesday there's an event going on right at Town Center Park. It's either the Lions or Rotary or, Shop or the library or senior center. We're all working together to create events for the community. And all the businesses are going to be there to help get their message out too.
So talk a little bit, just a minute, about the biggest change that I've seen, the billboard in Albertville. How did that come around? Yeah.
So Chuck, who came into the community over by T Hive, he's got a 2-sided digital billboard. And he actually came to us and said, I want to help. I want to be a part of the community. I want local advertisers. I want this to be hyper local. And in doing that, he's like, how can I help you guys? How can I help, FYCC? How can I help, the different businesses elevate? And so we partnered with him to be able to put Discover STMA on the board and help elevate that. Yeah, it was really cool. He's a good guy.
What do you got coming up? I know mid-February you guys have a little meet and greet.
Yeah, every month, the third Tuesday of every month at 4:30, we will gather at one of the local businesses. So this next one's at BK, the one after that is at Dunn Brothers, and then we'll keep filling in month to month the different events. In the fall we do speed networking. That's always fun. That's always a good one. But yeah, the family night in the park one's coming up, and then obviously we'll participate with days and nights and friendly city days and all that stuff too. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Daddy-daughter dance is coming up too for FYCC.
That was
That's
last
a huge
weekend.
Oh no, I missed it.
I was there.
All right, we'll go back and edit that so I don't look like a terrible father. But no, my kids are too old for it. So, but
yeah, no, that is one of the cutest. I love volunteering at that one, seeing all the little girls dressed
Favorite
up.
daddy-daughter dance moment. My daughter won a raffle, and instead of picking the giant teddy bear, got the giant tub of cheese balls. Love you, babe.
The tub of cheese balls is a standard from what I've heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who needs another teddy bear? She's probably got a room full of teddy bear. Give me the cheese balls. Absolutely. You also do the award, the recognition of local businesses too. You started the award in honor of our good friend Rick Perch from over at Hardware Hank, and just
Community Impact Award.
Super cool that we were able to give that to his family last year. That will keep going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Along with the Cheermeister at Winterfest, and there's just so many cool do-gooders in this town that just need to be recognized.
A lot of people in deservative recognition sitting right next to one of them right now. I mean, it just does a great job.
I remember when I was making my own beer, and I walked into Hardware Hank and asked Rick, I need some copper. I need to coil it around a paint can because I need to chill the wort after I do the boil. And you would have thought Rick was in a candy store. He said, okay, we're going to go over here and we're going to get this, and we're going to get this. And between the two of us, we MacGyvered this wort chiller in the course of about 20 minutes in the back of the hardware store, and it works to this day.
How cool is it that MacGyver's a verb?
Yeah, no doubt, right?
But the teenagers have no idea what we're saying.
No.
Come on, they've probably seen the Saturday Night Live guy, right?
Yeah, MacGruber.
MacGruber, right? Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between winging it and seeing what happens.
That's right.
Now let's see what happens. That's kind of like this show.
Yeah.
Anyway, Courtney, that's awesome. What else? So 2 websites, right? We've got discoverstma.
Well, so we're building it right now. So
we're gonna have 2 websites.
we're gonna have 2. So really, Shop STMA's focus is gonna remain on the businesses, right?
Yeah.
Like, we are the business organization trying to pull all the businesses together and help collaborate and elevate them. Discover STMA is our consumer-facing, community-facing site to help connect everyone with all the things, right? So Discover STMA will be its own, website, and then Shop STMA will remain as for the members to really connect and figure out how we can work together as businesses.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So more to come this spring. That's the goal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I told you this would be painless.
No
Nobody
problem.
would be performing root canals or anything like that. Yeah. It's funny. There's that old bit that Jerry Seinfeld said about public speaking, and he said, they did a poll in like the New York Times or something of people, and they said the number 2 biggest fear for adults was death. The number 1 is public speaking, which means if you're at a funeral You'd rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. I'll credit to Jerry Seinfeld for that one, but yes, that is it's not the easiest thing for people to do. So we appreciate you
Thank you. Thanks
being
for having
brave
me.
and doing it and joining us. So cool.
This is great. I love the spot. I love the idea. And I love that you guys are doing this kind of right as we're talking about doing this too, because it's all about connecting. It's
Right.
all about
Yes.
figuring out what's going on in this area. And it's an awesome way to collaborate.
I think, for me, launching this, January would have been cool, beginning of the year, stuff like that, just a little too busy for me. But February, kicking it off now, we can kind of get our feet underneath us as things get really busy with, spring events, graduations, then all of a sudden you got Friendly City Days, things like that. So super cool that we can get rolling, and we appreciate you being the inaugural guest. It's awesome. So,
Proud. Thank you.
all right. We're gonna let Courtney go, and we're gonna bring Sam back, and then I'm gonna tell you about Peggy Shum. North Wright County Today fans, it is tax season, but when isn't it? If you think about it, we are lucky to have, as Courtney just said, hundreds of small business owners here in the North Wright County Today region, and so many of our, particularly in this economy, wanting to do business efficiently and effectively. And one of the ways you can do that is knowing your tax laws. Knowing your tax laws. And the best way to do that is working with a professional. North Wright County Today has been with Peggy for nearly a decade, and flat out, she's the best. You want personal service, you got it. You want to drop off and not think about it, you can do that too. That's what I do. Located in St. Michael, Peggy Shum is a CPA prepping 2024 taxes now for 2025. Get it done by someone who's local, involved, lifelong STMA business owner, resident, knows how to get it done. For more, visit cpapss.com. That's cpapss.com. Or call her up at 763-497-7817. That's Peggy Shum. All right. Dude, St. Michael, Albertville, winter sports, like girls basketball and wrestling, ridiculous how good.
I remember one year the wrestling team took third at state, and it was like somebody's grandmother had died. They just are been accustomed to success for so long. And then the girls' basketball team, obviously coming off a state championship a couple of years ago. And just Minnesota basketball in general for the girls has been so strong. It's been super fun to watch.
Super cool. I don't know if you guys noticed, last week, Maddie Greenway is in town. She's probably the biggest female athlete in this state since Paige Beckers.
Yes,
I think that's probably
so. I think
safe to
she
say.
recently committed to Kentucky, I believe.
Yeah, University of Kentucky women's basketball scored her 4,000th point on the floor at STMA. I'm not going to lie, there were some STMA boys chanting overrated. They have no idea what they're talking about.
It was a little early in the game, boys. It was a little early.
To be a high
Which
school
means
boy.
Maddie's only got, like 3,850 more points than I do.
But you have 4 years of eligibility left.
Yeah, I do.
Maddie, of course, the daughter of Chad Greenway. Chad, former Minnesota Viking linebacker, Iowa kid.
Yep.
So there was speculation she would go to Iowa, be the next Caitlin Clark. Instead, she decides she's going to go to Kentucky. Pretty cool. Maddie's played at STMA a couple times now. Ken Hammery, coach of the girls basketball team, not shy about getting the best competition for his girls, getting ready for state. And I think that shows. Like they end up being there, third place, second place a couple times. And of course, like you said, broke through one state championship with Tess Johnson, who's playing South Carolina, University of South Carolina. So pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think anytime you look at any sort of endeavor, specifically sports, you have to get better at handling hard earlier in the season so that when you do get to those games where there is something on the line, you're not going to crumble in those types of environments.
Right. Yeah, he's good at that. St. Michael Albertville Wrestling, too, just always scheduling the best, goes down to Clash right at the end of the year. I believe they did really well. I think they have something like 4 or 5. You can check North Wright County Today's social media feed, plug. But they've got like 5 guys ranked number 1 in the state of Minnesota. So, of course, the number 1 team in Minnesota as we near section tournaments coming up, individual and team tournaments as we record this. So definitely keep an eye on those guys. Multiple individual state championship winners still on that team. A couple of them signed big letters of intent yesterday, National Signing Day yesterday.
There you go.
So congratulations to those guys. Another shout out for people who are not on the playing surface, but on the stage. STMA 1 Act going to state. So pretty cool for them. Really good theater department at the high school. We're just very lucky in this community and our neighboring communities, Monticello, Rogers, just to have good facilities for people who are in theater, music, things like that, in the arts, and STMA 1 Act, of course, taking that to states. That's pretty cool. Super Bowl this weekend. Before we record this, you guys sick of the Chiefs? You're a Kansas guy.
So I was born in Kansas City.
Right. You sick of the Chiefs yet? Because you're a Minnesota guy now. You're a Vikings fan now.
Yeah, I would say that I probably have stronger ties to the Kansas City Royals than the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, I'm a little sick of the Chiefs. I'm not super excited they're playing the Eagles because Philly. But I do think that they are an excellent team with an excellent coach. And frankly, Mahomes is one of those people that just works so hard to beat you that it's really tough to beat him.
Right. Absolutely. You got to admire that. Before the Super Bowl, Saturday, Cub Foods, Tommy Kramer going to be in the house. Again, check the social media feed. We've got the times for that. I believe it's noon to 2. 2-minute Tommy. Going to be at Cub Foods in St. Michael. Don't get the wrong idea, Sam. It was because he was really good with very little time left in the game, so they called him 2-minute Tom. But Tommy recently coming out telling everybody he has dementia. He's been struggling with dementia, which is tough, but still one of the most likable, lovable guys. He moved back to the Twin Cities area from Texas, still has his home down there. Jeff O'Brien, who is an area renowned attorney. He's going to join us somewhere down the line here. I've got him lined up. He actually has an office in this building, no doubt. So he's going to talk to us about cannabis in the future. So that's pretty cool. But represents Tommy. So very cool connection there. So shout out to Jeff for that. But knows Tommy well and has worked with Tommy for years. So Tommy still has the house in Texas, but comes back here and has the home in Blaine and has people over for games and things like that. But he's going to join us in St. Michael on Saturday before the Super Bowl.
A couple of years ago, I had an opportunity to be on a foursome with Tommy. So we spent the day golfing at the Chamber event, I-94 West Chamber event. And there was a backup on one of the holes. Somebody happened to have a football at the tee box.
Oh, fantastic.
And Tommy sent me out for about 4 or 5 routes, caught every one of them. And then he said, "Dang, Nick, you got good hands." I played it cool, but the 10-year-old inside of me was like, "Tommy said I got good hands." Absolutely.
Oh, my God, sign me. That's fantastic. Yeah, you're just a great guy. He's come and done STMA Football Academy when that was around. He came and did that a couple times, threw balls to the kids, showed quarterbacks how it's done. So, Sam, you watched Super Bowl?
I watched the Super Bowl for the food and the commercials. Oh, wait. Isn't Taylor Swift's boyfriend playing this year?
There it is.
That's how I know.
This is 10%. No, this is probably 40% of the reason people are sick of the Chiefs is because Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. they did some sort of thing where she showed up on on TV for a total of 40 seconds, and yet people were still upset at how much screen time she got. Anyway, yes, Travis Kelce is playing.
Yep.
And halftime show, of course, is two-time Grammy winner recently, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Actually, more the one than two, but he won the two big ones. And then SZA, also rumored Tyler, the Creator, which my kids are freaking out about. They love Tyler, the Creator. So, you got people who watch it for the halftime show, too. They don't watch the game.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Super Bowl coming up before we record here. Let's look to next week. You guys, I am super excited for next week. We're going to do one more spot before I get into that because I've got to kick it over to Sam one more time. Like I said, we record here over the Selfie Company. Selfie Company is just awesome. And Sam's going to tell us what you got coming up.
Oh, so Saturday after the Super Bowl, I'm hosting a Galentine's event. We're going to have mocktails, bubbly. I have a girls coming and do hair tinsel, permanent jewelry. It's going to be just a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Yeah. So all my ticket prices are online, or you can just shoot me a text or call, and I can answer any of your questions.
So this is the 15th, Saturday the 15th?
Saturday the 15th, 3 to 7.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome. So get your gals.
Get your gals, get your
Get over
daughters,
here.
get the
So,
moms.
sweet.
Come in and have fun.
All right. And then I tell you what, call now, right? Because if you want to do prom here,
Especially event, birthday
anything
parties.
before graduation, you want to do that here,
Yeah.
you got to call you now because prom's going to be nuts, right?
Yeah.
And you got,
Prom is nuts here.
you've got multiple schools coming
Yeah.
here for prom to do
We're
shoe
actually gonna-
shoots with the sets.
Yeah. And we have a rentable 360 that prom rents out every year. Our line is 4 hours long. The entire,
Fantastic. Yeah.
over 300 videos. It's insane.
Yeah. And I saw those last year. My fiance's daughter went last year and
They have a
did
good
the
time.
360. Fantastic. It was
Yeah.
super cool.
It's super cool.
That thing's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and you don't have to go to prom to do that. You can do
You
that.
don't. You can do it right here.
Yeah, exactly. All right, one last spot, and then we'll get to the end of the show. Mike Schoemer here to talk to you about one of our feature sponsors on NorthWrightCounty.com and the podcast, and that's Stellus Health. Locations in Buffalo and Monticello, Stellus Health has your health covered. Doctors that care about you, live in your communities, want you to be healthy. From urgent care to skin care, expecting moms, pediatrics, Stellus Health got it. Check them out on StellusHealth.com. Founded by a group of local doctors who wanted to provide for their communities. That's why they're such a great partner for us here at North Wright County today. Don't feel like it's urgent? You can make same day or future appointments. If you do feel like it's urgent, they got urgent care at both locations. Also located right next to Buffalo and Monticello hospitals. So if it's really serious, they got you there. Don't want to go in person? Stellus Health has virtual care too. Also, on their website, you can check out their podcast. So check out StellusHealth.com. You guys, I am super excited. Next week, guess who we got?
Not Taylor Swift.
She can be busy.
She might be busy. I heard he might propose to her. Rumor. Rumor has it. So, if it doesn't happen.
I am taken, so I'm very happy to say that. She's going to listen to the show, so I better make sure I cover that. Hello, Lisa. No, you know what? She has been a leader in our community for the past several years. She has the joy of hanging out with kids every day. And she has gone from being kindergarten principal to leading one of the top achieving school districts in the state of Minnesota. It is Dr. Anne Marie Foucault. She is going to join us.
Right.
So interesting times for schools, obviously. Both local and federal things going on. We won't get into the politics of that right now, but we probably will a little bit with her. You know, it's A full disclosure, I also work for Elk River School District, so we'll throw that out there. But it's an interesting time. But you know what's awesome is our mission never changes, and that's to educate kids and to develop them into kids that go on and contribute to our community. And St. Michael Albertville is unique in the sense that our kids love coming back and hanging out and having families here and working here. And like we said with Shop STMA, you know, we have so many people who have graduated from here and established businesses here. So we'll talk to her a little bit about that culture and some of the things we as a community can do to make our schools better. So, and what she's got coming down the road.
Also,
all right. You guys got anything else?
no, I don't think so. Unfortunately for the Super Bowl, Twin Cities Soccer League has scheduled my son for 6 p.m. on Sunday.
Perfect.
So I'll
Perfect
have
timing.
Yeah, so I'll have to get updates via the phone.
Hey, can we give one more shout out to Ryan Grams from Studio Upgrade for being here and designing this killer
Yeah,
studio?
Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah, he's actually creating his own studio in St. Paul. But if you live over there, go over there. If you live closer here, come here.
Come here, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Anything else, Ryan? Thanks for
Ryan
being
gives
here.
us thumbs up. We're going to get Ryan some sounders and some fun stuff to interject during the show, but that's going to be part of, you know, the evolution of the podcast. But I think for episode 1, man, I feel like we nailed it.
I think we did good.
Yeah. Awesome. It's not too long, not too short. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you to Courtney for being an awesome first guest.
Yeah.
North Wright County Today is a left margin media. Geez, I'm going to start that over. North Wright County Today is a left margin media production, LLC. All the opinions expressed here are coming out of our own noggins and are copyright of North Wright County Today. Hey, check us out online, northwrightcountytoday.com. And in the words of my Uncle Daryl, it costs nothing to be nice. Go out there and be nice to everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much.